What's up, Roxstars? Long time no see. Yeah, it's Rox, and I am coming to you today with the review for Real Housewives of Nope, not Atlanta. I'm so used to saying Atlanta. Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 1, Episode 1. So, you guys, I'm going to just let you know right now, don't know how long I'm going to stick with this show. I'm willing to start it because, you know, I wanted to try to, you know, work more on the Real Housewives franchise, and I didn't watch any of the other shows, and because this is a black cast, I was like, why not? But you guys know me. You guys know me. You guys know me. I have a hard time with snobby people. I think that was the reason why I didn't really ever get into Married to Medicine. It just got on my nerves how black people with new money can act brand new. So yeah, this show, it was wearing me out last night, but you know, it was the first episode of the first season, and there's some kinks to work out, and I'm willing to sit back and try to, you know, try to get through the show. There are people that stood out to me that I really did like, and then there was some that's not so much, and then some that definitely is there for a job, and they're going to do it. So we'll talk about everybody, you guys, real fast review though, because the show, like I said, just got started. So let's get to it, shall we? Okay, so Potomac is a small African-American community outside of D.C., I believe. They say that those in Potomac need to conduct themselves with proper etiquette, and you can earn your way into the circles. We have 5 ladies that are being featured on this show, and we just gonna kind of go down the line of girls, and I'll tell you what I think about it. All of them. So first up, you guys, we have Giselle. And Giselle says that, yes, Potomac is exclusive, that she grew up in Potomac, that her dad was part of the freedom fighters, you know, with Martin Luther King and all of the rest of the civil rights leaders. So that is how she has been implanted into Potomac. And I suppose, you know, the large cash flow and legacy, like she explained, is what kept her there. Now, she met a man of her dreams, and I guess she moved to Baltimore and got married, and then the shit didn't work out, so she moved her ass on back to Potomac, okay? And I thought it was a good little piece of tea. I was like, shit, this is gonna be maybe the only reason why I decided to watch the show. She said that she was married to Pastor Jamal Bryant. You guys, we all know who that is. And it makes perfect sense how she ended up with him, considering that her family is in that, you know, is also part of the little civil rights movement. She said that the nigga was cheating, that he used to, let me make sure, she said he was a cheater who loved to hide the salami. I said, you guys, I like Pastor Bryant, I do, but you know, I was just like, there ain't nothing like hearing a little, you know, when the preacher been dipping and diving on somebody else. That shit was interesting because I had no idea that she used to be married to him. As of right now, Giselle is not married. She's divorced and she has her kids, and they've moved back to Potomac, and she's making a life for herself there, and because that's all that, you know, that's what she knows. And she says that she doesn't worry herself about etiquette and all that shit that everybody else is, you know, she's gonna live her life according to her own rules. So that alone made me like her. She kind of reminds me of Evelyn when I look at her. Evelyn from Basketball Wives. But yeah, so far I do like Giselle. Now, next up, you guys, we had Katie. We meet her when she's lunching with her boyfriend. She says that she likes the white Jew boys. I was just like, immediately, I was like, Now, Katie has 3 kids, all under the age of 3, and says that she was pregnant with her 3rd kid when she left her husband because her husband was a cheater. And then she met this boyfriend. What was the boyfriend's name? I think his name was Andrew. I think she said that she met him a year later, and they've been together ever since. She doesn't know why Andrew hasn't, you know, popped the question because she's such a catch. I was thinking to myself, because the motherfucker, you got 3 little ass kids. That's what the fuck why. Her family they're all philanthropists, and they donate thousands and thousands of dollars to many causes around the community. You know, they are deeply implanted into the Potomac history as well. Now, she tells us that her family is conservative and traditional, so I would imagine the fact that she's not married with 3 very small kids dating around has been a disappointment to the family. She ain't said that, but that's what I'm imagining. Next up, you guys, we had Robin. And Robin is a free spirit who feels that she doesn't have to live her life under Potomac's rules and regulations of etiquette either. And side note on this etiquette thing, I fucking feel like we could have a drinking game when this show is on, and every time somebody say etiquette, nigga, you could take a fucking shot. I was just like, how many times they gonna oh my God, they gonna just wear us out with this etiquette and proper, the proper way to be and all this. I was just like, oh yeah, they are going to drive me crazy. What was her name, you guys? Robin. So I liked Robin because, like Giselle, Robin seems to live her life on her own terms. Now, Robin is divorced. She was married to a basketball player. What was his name? I didn't write down his name. They still live together, still live in the same house. They still sleep in the same bed. They are co-parenting as divorced couples. I was just like, what the fuck is this whole Neo and what was our girl's name? What's her name, you guys? Oh my God, I can't think of her. Well, I want to say Moniece. That's not it. Anyway, you guys, that whole Neo situation where, they and old girl from 702 that was still with music, living in the same house, sleeping in the same bed, but y'all ain't together. I said, what the fuck is wrong with these women? There's plenty of men out there. Why you can't get somebody else? I mean, how you think you gonna meet anybody if you all up under this nigga, even though maybe she don't want to meet anybody? But yeah, they co-parenting together, but divorced. Now we see her and Giselle meet up, and that's when I realized that those were probably the two that I was gonna like because they have similar personalities. She's trying to sell her wedding dress on eBay. Why are you selling your wedding dress when you're supposed to be part of this whole pomp and circumstance and have the money and all of that? Okay, it's just the contradictions was all over the fucking place. But I guess maybe she's gonna donate the money, you guys. Did I mention that Katie's husband was a basketball player too? She told us who he was, and you guys, I'm gonna do better, but yeah, I don't remember. But anyway, as of now, 2 women on the show have been married to basketball players, and we're gonna introduce another one later. Now we got Karen, and Karen is going to be that person that we love to hate and we hate to love. She is an older lady, at least she kind of looks like she's older, and she is what in her mind is the epitome of the classy, etiquette-filled Potomac resident. Her husband, she said, is the Black Bill Gates, and he is the president of an IT company. I was like, not exactly what Bill Gates is, but I mean, if the man is rich, okay. Somebody, I think they said that he had I saw on Twitter that he had a net worth, or he was worth $5 to $40 million. So nothing to sneeze at, but honey, if you was fucking Bill Gates, you would sneeze at that motherfucker all day. Karen said that it was always a plan for her to marry a rich man, that she didn't come from money, that her father was a sharecropper. She grew up on a farm, but she knew that that's not what she wanted for her life, so she did what she needed to do. Okay, and she got with her fine-ass husband, okay, looking like damn Greg Leaks over there himself. But she was just like, yeah, that shit don't matter that he's old or whatever, because bitches out there still try to get with your man, okay? So I got to keep it tight. I got to keep it right. I got to make sure that, I'm always here for my man and, all of this and all of that. They've been married 19 years and she is not fixing to let brother man, slip out between her fingers. Now, on the show, we see Giselle also go over to Karen's house. That's how I know that Giselle is probably the main character on this show. Giselle lets us know that Karen is the diva of the show, that she is a personality that's hard to take. However, Karen, because she's so full of this whole etiquette thing, she was the first person to welcome Giselle back into the community when she got her divorce from Pastor Jamal Bryant. Okay, so they sit down and they talking. Karen says that it's her responsibility to usher in this new generation of stand-up black women in the community. So yeah, she's already deemed herself as the leader of this group, you guys. We find out that she's about to be an empty nester, that her kids are, one is off in college and I think the other one is about to go away to college. And like I said, this is going to be the time when she begins to date her husband again, because, like I said, you old broke bitches out there ain't fixing to get her man. She asks Giselle, what's going on with you? Are you dating? And Giselle's just like, no, not really. I know that, Jamal would love to be, back in my pound cake. And I was just like, ooh. I just love the little gossip with, this whole Jamal Bryant thing. She's not going there with Mr. Bryant. And I guess as the show goes on, maybe we'll see if she's dating somebody or not. There was one point in the show when it was Karen's birthday and the girls were all meeting. So this was our first time to see all of them together. This is also the time that we met Charisse. And Charisse is one of those women that are hard to understand, okay? Now, you can already tell that she doesn't come from money, but she's come into money. She laughs at the fact that people think of her as Section 8, okay, like she said. But then she also downs other women for being Section 8 and classless. Okay, it's real weird, this whole makeup with Charisse. She wants us to understand that, she comes from another place and that she's not like these other women. But then she also wants to understand that she's full of etiquette and grace and class, okay? And that she carries herself differently from these all low-class ass bitches. I was just like, I already know that I'm not going to like Charisse either. Now, while they're all sitting at this dinner for Karen hasn't made it there. Giselle is sitting in the middle. And then you've got Katie. On the other side, she has Charisse and Robin. When Karen gets there, Giselle never moves out the middle, and Charisse is just like, I can't believe that she won't move over and let her sit there. Okay, who the fuck thinks about that? I've been like, bitch, scoot over, that's my seat, I'm the birthday girl. But instead, Charisse is just like, they're ordering their food and she's not here yet. That's not the proper way to be. I mean, it's really not. But it's not like, it's not like we gonna look down on them because it's just like, damn, y'all motherfuckers is rude. You can't wait for somebody else to get here, the birthday person. But if they're all friends like that, like, what's the big deal? Okay, maybe they could have ordered drinks and appetizers. Okay, maybe Charisse would have been happier with that. But yeah, when Karen gets there, this is when we find out a little bit more about Miss Charisse. She's married to the coach for, I think, the New Jersey, who's in New Jersey, you guys, basketball team? She's married to the coach out there, but he stays where he is and she stays in Potomac. But from the looks of her, she gets the money, they have kids together or whatnot, so he obviously is paying her money and taking care of his family. But Giselle was just like, bitch, that damn husband ain't been around in when never. That's when I was cracking up. Oh, Charisse is living in one of those fantasy worlds herself. So speaking of Charisse, she's got this big home. She's considers Karen one of her best friends. She wants to have a party for Karen, a crab bake or crab boil. She doesn't really know how to cook it, so she invites Giselle over to help her cook the food. Giselle gets there. Giselle has her hairstylist with her, and Charisse is already like, how dare she invite somebody to my house? Now, this is a party. And if you didn't ask, could you invite somebody? I mean, I can kind of understand why you would have a problem with it. And at first I was thinking that maybe Giselle was just having him come so he could do her hair and help her get ready and not necessarily attend the party. But honey, Giselle was making it seem like old boy was coming to the damn party too. So Charisse, she's just over and she's upset that he's there in her house. They're trying to cook these crabs and, nobody really knows the crabs are still alive. They're trying to put it in the water and they screaming and all of this. Charisse is just like, I can't be bothered with this little low piddly, low society, below my brow bullshit here. I've got to go and get myself ready. So you guys handle this cooking. While Giselle and the guy is downstairs, they making for good TV. They going through the drawers. They making a whole bunch of noise. They clanging dishes and pans and pots around. And Charisse is just like, have you ever heard of such noise? Oh, they're so ghetto down in my kitchen. I can't believe they're down there screaming and yelling. She hears them call her maid to help them. And she was just like, why are they calling my maid? I don't pay my maid to help them. I was just like, Anyway, once Giselle and them, realize that Charisse has left the building and, so to speak, and ain't came back down there, they go upstairs, okay, and they knocking through the door like, Charisse, open up. And she was just like, can you go back downstairs? I'm getting ready. They kind of thought she was playing at first, and she was just like, bitch, you about 10 seconds from getting kicked out of my house. You need to go backstairs, take your old low-budget damn hairstylist with you. Giselle, she gets ready. The guests start getting there. Charisse is still not downstairs. I'm thinking like, girl, looking at you, it don't look like it take that long to get yourself to fucking gather. Giselle is the one that's down there that's greeting everybody, all her friends, and they decide that they're gonna go outside and have some drinks around the pool while they wait for Charisse to come down there. Karen gets there. She's she's the person that's being honored. She's upset that she has to walk up the driveway to the house. This is unacceptable. I have to talk to Charisse about this. Then she goes and, she's in there. She sits down with Giselle and some other lady that was a friend of Charisse's. And Giselle tells Karen what kind of bitch that Charisse was being. How she was mad that she brought her hairstylist with her and that she was downstairs cooking, and when she went up there to talk and she told her to take her ass back downstairs and that she was gonna kick her out. Karen understood the whole thing, okay, just like, well, I mean, what do you expect? You can't just bring anybody to somebody's party. Well, here go the tattletale friend. She go and tell Charisse. Now the bitch still ain't ready. She runs up there and she tells her everything that Giselle just told. Charisse was just like, honey, I don't know what's wrong with Giselle, but she knows better than to act like that. This is not Section 8. This ain't ghetto. This is not what we do in my own house. In the meantime, Giselle and Karen is down there talking, and Karen's just like, enough about that, okay? How about how you acted at my birthday dinner? You wouldn't even get out of the center seat. And anybody that has any class and etiquette should know that you shouldn't sit in the middle seat when it's not your birthday. Giselle was just like, well, if it was your birthday, why you didn't say nothing? Just tell me to move. I mean, that wasn't that hard to do. Karen is trying to get these low-budget ass bitches to understand is that there's a proper way to do things. And since you don't know, I'm going to give you this gift. And it's 5 rules of etiquette that Giselle needs to follow. So while Giselle is reading through them, Karen is co-signing. I'm just like, oh my God. You guys, I'm going to try real hard. I'm going to try really, really hard. They were arguing about pedigree and legacy, where they come from and all that lineage. All them kind of words bother me. So I'm gonna try really, really hard. But what you guys think about the show? Alright, you guys, that's it. Let me get off of here, get back up here and watch my Martin Luther King Day festivities on the TV. You guys make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox, the channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. Alright, so I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.